what is programming? What is programming? Programming is the act of designing and building a computer program to achieve a specific task. Now, so many questions may be running through your mind. How does Google index the whole web so fast? How is Google able to return searches to my web page? How is WhatsApp able to transfer data from my phone to my friend's phone in encrypted form in real time? All this is programming. There are billions and billions and billions of lines of code that combine together to form this web application. If you're a beginner in programming looking for where to start, this is the perfect video for you. Welcome to CodePilots. Feel free to contact me at codepilotsng@gmail.com, Instagram CodePilot. So let's jump right into it. First, we're going to be going through the introduction. We're talking about types of programming. We're talking about programming languages. We're talking about also be concluding it. Introduction to programming. Now, programming is a very, very fun thing to do. Very good, high job market. Now, programming is all about logic to be able to perform specific tasks. For example, now I can write a program like a to-do application that when I input the work I'm supposed to do and the time that it's supposed to be done, at that specific time, my computer will alert me that hey, you're supposed to do this work. That's programming. To tell the computer that do this thing for me if certain conditions are met. To do this thing, different functionalities. Okay, on WhatsApp, if my friend texts me, give a notification that somebody has texted me. That's programming. Giving the computer what task to do so that when certain condition is met, it's going to do that task. Now, some things you're going to be enjoying about programming. Programming makes you learn how to think and solve problems because as a programmer, you have to be able to solve a lot of problems. Programming involves solving of problems. Programming is very, very fun. You have to be able to solve lots and lots of problems. Programming is also fun and hobby. Like me, I do programming for a hobby. Not really because of the money. Programming is so fun. Like if you do programming when you're coming with debugging, lots of challenges that your core, maybe your system error, a lot of challenges, some may get you nuts, but when you really solve the problem, you will be happy. You know the joy of every programmer is writing their first program, hello world. Also, programmers they have high job in the market. Programmers make a huge sum amount of money. When we're talking about their money now, because we're talking about basically what you could learn from programming, how to start programming. Now, programming is not only for professionals or hackers. No matter how small you are, no matter the job you do, you be a lawyer, a doctor, you can need programming. You're not too small to start learning programming. I repeat, you're not too small. Yeah, you're not too small to start learning programming. No matter how little you are, start from somewhere. Yeah, start learning programming. Also, you have different types of programming. You have lots and lots of aspects of programming. I will mention a few of them. I can mention a few of them, trying to keep the video short and precise. Also, we have mobile app developer. The mobile app developer makes an average salary of $110,000 per year. That's quite huge. Mobile app developers are people that design your phone applications that use like your Google mobile, your WhatsApp mobile, the Subway Surf, the games, all the PUBG mobile, all those mobile app developers are people that they will basically do only applications that run on either Android or iOS devices. Also have software developers. So those guys that make your computer softwares like Blender, Adobe, Photoshop. Those software developers are the ones that do all this computer program, either Windows, Linux, or Mac. Yeah, it's an average salary of $104,000 per year. Please note, guys, this salary are not the exact. They're just average from different selections of people. The average for you to know what you're trying to expect, because they may either be higher or lower. Yeah, either be higher or lower. Also have a computer programmer, but I won't talk much on that. That's safe explanation. Now, web developer. This is very, very common when it comes to programming, which is not the only type of programming. Web developer are people who design web and do the functionality. We have two types of web developer. Okay, let's say three. Yeah, I'll call it three. We have the back-end developer, the front-end developer, and the full-stack developer. The work of a front-end developer is to design the front, what viewers see, what the client see, the design, the way the websites look, how beautiful it is. That's the work of a front-end developer. But the back-end developer does a lot of things like the database, functionality, authentication, and lots of things at the back-end. And you can see what brings up the code together, blog, how the code works, how everything. backend developer does. Now the full stack developer is that guy that does both of them together, a crazy guy, so he can do everything, just go the front end and the back end. Front end development entails HTML, CSS, JavaScript, while the back end we use PHP, Perl, Django, Python, lots and lots more. You get to know them later. We also have programmer analysts. These are those guys that take data from your website, they analyze them, to be able to grow the website, to give it to the company, to make adjustments to any mistake, to analyze the traffic of the website, how people go, bounce rate, a lot of things. To be able to adjust how people come into the website, do different amendments. Those are programmer analysts. They also do programming, because you might be wondering that what does analysts want to use programming to do? Yeah, they do programming, because when they're analyzing, you have to do a lot of code to be able to fetch out the data, for security breaches and a lot of things like that, of data visualization, lots of things. Now we have the bunch of programming jobs. Throughout different years, programming jobs have been growing, but these are just the ones that are growing right now. I'll just pick some of them and talk about them. The security consultants, same as the cyber security engineer. These are those guys that keep track of your website to make sure that no hacker comes into your website and steals your personal data, crashes your server, do many things. These guys are the ones that keep the security of the website. They're like the security people of the website. They make sure that there's no breach in this network. They do almost everything on the website to make sure that nothing happens to your website and your data is safe. Make sure there's the integrity constraints on your database and do so many things. The full stack software developer, I've talked about that. The full stack developer is that does both the front end and back end of the web development. The software developer, I've talked about that. It's like guys that do your Linux, Windows, or Mac, that program the softwares. Okay, now moving on to programming languages. Most of you might have heard a lot of programming language. We have hundreds of programming language: Python, JavaScript, Java, Kotlin, React Native, Flutter, Dart, lots and lots of them. So we'll just be picking a few of them because I don't want to give you all the programming languages because you get confused and try to say that which one should I pick. Yeah, you have to learn lots of programming language, but I want to give you the basic ones and the best ones to learn for now. Then later we move on. Now the top 3 programming language to get a job in 2021. The first one we have Python. Python is an interpreted high-level and general purpose programming language. Python is very good. It's superb. You can use it for web applications, data visualization, data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, many things. Python, you get to know. I'll put a link to Python course right here. Also have JavaScript. JavaScript is an high-level language for multitasking and is virtually used for front end and back end. For the back end, JavaScript can be used as a web server. For the back end, we have frameworks like Node.js. For the front end, we have React Native, Ember.js, Vue.js, Angular.js. JavaScript is very good. It's a nice statistical data type. That's a lot of frameworks, very interesting. And third one, we have Java. Java is a class-based object-oriented programming language used to design Android applications. Java is very good, it's cool, but kind of hard. Not that hard, but you could do it. It's kind of a little bit tasking. But Java is very good for Android applications. Mostly used for banking softwares. Yeah, they use Java for banking software. It's web app, Android applications. Now, this is just like a graph of the way the salary goes. When we're talking much about salary, because I don't want you to concentrate much about the salary. You have to start and understand what programming is all about before you think about the salary. Now, we have the percentage of use of programming language. Now, the percentage at which people use programming language differs. Now, Python, you see that circle is full. Yeah, people use Python all over the world. It's used in many of the web applications you see now. Python is used in Google, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp. Almost all the things now, Python is used in them. Most websites use Python together with other frameworks. Also use JavaScript in many things. Google uses TypeScript. Then JavaScript is used in Facebook. That's React, a framework of JavaScript. We have a lot of frameworks that have used Ajax, a lot of things, a lot of frameworks. JavaScript is used in many places for your front end. Most websites use JavaScript because your front end cannot basically survive without JavaScript. Also have Java. Java is a very interesting programming language used for Android applications. Java is very good. Use it for web servers, Android application, banking tools. Also have Swift. Swift is a high-level programming language used for iOS application. Your iPhone, you use for the application. That's what Swift basically is for. It's very good. That's what you use. For iOS, you have other programming language like Objective-C. It's not iOS, but Swift is also a very good choice. Now, the average salary of a web developer is $59,000. Just show you to know where you're supposed to expect. These are not the exact salary, they're just the average. You can either be higher or lower. Now, the average salary of a mobile developer is $105,000. Average salary of a software developer is $94,000, and so on and so forth. Now, we have the best programming language to learn in 2021. We have the Python. Talking about Python. Kotlin is like Java, but like simplified Java. Kotlin is very good for Android application. Yes, Android application. Developed by JetBrains and Google team here. JetBrains and Google team, we know that develop Kotlin. Also have Java, is for Android applications. We also have JavaScript. JavaScript, I talked about JavaScript earlier. We have TypeScript, like JavaScript was vertically typed. That's what Google is using. We have also Golang, one of the main backend of Google. To learn all these things, I'll put the link to the course and tutorial of these things later. Now, I'll show you some of the programming languages that I use for some software, so that if you're going to the software, you'll be able to know what. These are not all of them. I'm just trying to show you basically and the most essential one. For desktop software, we have programming language like C++, C#, Java, Python. We also have different ones for desktop software. We have other ones like Electron.js, C, many other ones for desktop software, but these are just the basic ones. Also have mobile applications, that are supposed to be a mobile web. You have JavaScript, Kotlin, C++, C#, Python, PHP, Swift, Objective-C. We have other ones, which are just the most essential and the most effective one of them. We are designing mobile applications. So if you are thinking of going into mobile applications and try to get through one of these programming languages, we also have many other ones like React Native, Flutter, Dart. Now we have to look at skills necessary for programming. Skills necessary for programming. Number one, we have mathematical skill. Mathematical skill. When you're talking about mathematical skill, I'm not talking about advanced maths like calculus, permutation, partial fraction. I'm not talking about all these ones. I'm talking about just basic arithmetic and algebra. Once you know that 2 plus 2 is 4, you should be able to do programming. Yeah, just basic maths. Because in programming, you have to do some calculations. This maths to be able to understand arithmetic and algebra. Just is a basic, beyond the basic level of mathematics. That's all. Then we have inquisitiveness. As a programmer, you have to be very good and curious about things. For example, you go to a website. The website asks you for your username and password. Now, you should be able to understand that how does this thing work? Okay, my username and password, which is already stored in the database. It checks the username and password. Do they match what is in the database? If they match, then authenticate to. If not, to give you an error message. Be able to understand how this works. As a programmer, you shouldn't just be using technologies and just be using them. Be able to understand, okay, YouTube, how does YouTube recommend videos for me based on what I've watched, authentication, different things based on my location. Be able to understand, try to be curious of how things happen. How does Google search? Who is a web crawler that goes throughout the internet to look for data? Goes to the internet to look for data, goes into websites and index them. You have to understand how things happen. Be curious. If you use the web application I don't understand, you just go to Google. Programming language used in this website, programming language used in this application. You see different blogs about explaining to you how they are done. Be inquisitive. Try to be curious of how things happen. Now, you have problem solving capability. As a programmer, you have to be very problem solving, because programming is a very tasking but fun. You come around with debugs, a lot of challenges. You have to be very good in problem solving. You can be given a problem in your job that, okay, give a COVID-19 tracker that does this, that does. Be able to identify problem and solve them, because if you know the programming language, that's not enough. You have to be able to use them in different cases. Now we have a lot of resources to learn programming, lots and lots. Let's list a few of them. We have Code Academy, Hired Academy, Code Avengers, Mozilla Developer, Code Treehouse University. These are websites. For mobile applications, you can learn. You can use SoloLearn, Grasshopper, Treehouse, and lots of them. Thank you for sticking around with me. Please do very well to like and subscribe this video. If you have any question, feel free to contact me at codepilotng@gmail.com, at codepilotng on my Instagram, and codepilot at Twitter. Thank you very much.